Hey guys, hey, I got something I want to share with you here. It's a little problem I've had with this guitar for a long, long time. And I thought, this is the first time I've ever tried this, and I wanted to do it with you guys because if it works out, you guys might want to try this too. It's a common problem that happens, especially with tellies, I think. And this is my G&L ASAT special. Y'all have seen this thing before. Look at that. That's so wild. Anyway, man, sorry about how I don't have a bench. I always do this on my kitchen table. And so, I'm not one of these guys that has a bench and has like the proper neck support and stuff. I took an old towel. I don't know if it's a face towel or a big old washcloth or something, and put duct tape around it, just rolled it up to where it's kind of padded, and that'll support that neck really good right there, because I'm going to be putting pressure on this. But anyway, what happens here is, a lot of guitars are like this. If right here, this thing's called the nut for anybody that don't know anything about guitars. And the strings go through there. It holds the string in place, and then they go up to the post right there where it tunes it up. So my G string here, that opening that the string sits in, I'll see if you guys can hear this. It's too tight. So the string gets pinched in it. Let's see if I can get this around here so you can maybe hear this when I pull up on it. Listen. Hear that? Hear how it's popping? Well, what happens is when you tune it, the string doesn't move. So when you bend a string, you're stretching the string. Like if I bend the string up, it's moving back and forth, slightly, but it is moving because it has to stretch. And if you tune, especially if you tune down, which you should never do, you should always tune below the pitch and then tune back up. If you tune down, what happens is you'll get a little bit of slack in the string from here to here because it's pinched if you tune down. And the string might be in tune, but then when you bend it, when you're doing your bends, you pull that string through, and then when you come back down off of your bend, the string's going to be flat because you've pulled that slack out. So another problem, and this is the biggest common problem, I hear this all the time from guys, and I've had this problem with this particular guitar forever. I don't know why. It's just procrastination. I've decided, I just let it go. And every day I look at this guitar and I go, I need to fix that. I need to fix that. Because what happens is when you're tuning, and it always seemed to happen right dead on pitch. Like I tune up, and I'm using a tuner, and I tune it right about 2 cents below the pitch, and I barely turn it, and it'll pop. You'll hear a little pop. And that thing, what it is it's popping and pulling through there, and it goes sharp. So you tune back down, you go below pitch, and then you tune back up again, and you get almost right there to where it's perfect. And it'll pop, and it'll go sharp. So you can't tune the thing the way you want to tune it. So those are two things that happen when you have that problem with that slot not being open enough. Now you don't want it too wide, because if you get it too wide, then the string moves around back and forth, and you got all kinds of issues then. So anyway, I saw this guy do this the other day. Like I said, I don't have a bench. I don't have all these luthier tools. They're really expensive, most of them. And I just, I try to do a DIY thing, do it yourself, and figure out what I've got at home that I can do a job with, like fixing this rag as a neck support, that kind of stuff. Putting a towel down to keep from scratching the table. Anyway, the guy, rather than using an expensive tool that fits that slot and carves it out to be the exact measurement that it should be. What he said to do was go the next size up, like find an old string that's this size, one size up from this. This is probably it's either a 24 or 26. I keep a lot of old strings around, you know, just extras and stuff. This is an old string I had, and it's a 24. So I'm probably never going to use it. It had the ball end cut off of it where I had it into a Floyd Rose at one point. So anyway, this guy that I saw do this, he said, don't be afraid. Just pull that out, get it out of the way, loosen it up, pull it out, get it out of the way. Now, guys, if you do this, it's really important that you can see how much you're going to cut out of that, because I'm going to use this string like floss. I'm going to go back and forth through there, and I'm going to carve that out a little bit and give that string some room to move freely through there. So it's really important that you see, because you don't want to carve it any lower than it already is. If it's set right, you want to go wider, not lower. You don't want to dig down into it past the point of where it already is, bottoms out. Every time I do these videos for you guys, man, I get all choked up talking like this continuously. I don't know, it's allergies or something. Anyway, I just wanted you to see, I wear glasses and I wear bifocals because I'm an old guy, but I still can't see that well enough. You kind of need some magnifiers. And again, the DIY thing to do would be, instead of buying an expensive little thing like a watch repair guy or a jeweler or something wears on his glasses, I just went and got some really powerful readers that are they're these old granny glasses. The granny glasses that have these real thin little frames. And I'll put these on over top of my glasses and put them down on the end of my nose where I'm looking through the bifocal part of the bottom of my glasses and then into this. And this is like 3 bys. I mean, look at that. You can see right there how much it's magnifying those strings. Isn't that cool? So anyway, here we go. I'm putting these on. And I hope my head don't get in the way of this, so you can see what I'm doing. I would hate to do this whole video and then, because I can't see the screen when I'm down there. So what I'm going to do is I'm wrapping this thing around my hand. Then I'm going to wrap it around my fingers and get me a little thing that I can pull really tight. I'm going to get down in here. Hey. And I'm just going to like start flossing. But I'm going to watch the bottom, make sure I don't bottom out on this thing. Okay, believe it or not. Now here's another important thing. You may not know this, but these nut slots are cut at an angle. They're higher on this side than they are on this side. So if you do this, make sure you look at both sides. I'm looking at the back side and the front side. Like a little saw, you know. All right, here we go. It's the very, very bottom. It's where the problem is, and that's the hardest part to get to, because you got to apply some pressure and getting down in there. I don't want to go too far. I got to be real careful. I'm getting close. Man, I hope this works, because I put a lot of effort into getting my tripod out and setting it up on the table so I can put my phone camera up there. All right, let's give that a go and see what happens. You may not be able to hear this from where you are, but no, still got a little bit of a and it's on the front or the top side. So I can actually see where it's pinching down in there. Very deep. Whew. I'm almost nervous doing this because if you get this wrong, if you're not comfortable doing this, guys, take your guitar to a luthier and let him do it. Because if you mess this up, then you got to replace that whole nut. Or, you know, there are some DIY things you can do, like put super glue down in there, but then you have to do all this again and get the height right and all that stuff. So if you're not comfortable messing with your guitars like this, like I am, don't do it. All right, I'm gonna get up here and see if I got my guitar framed up right. There we go. All right, I'm back down here and back at it again. Go. Man, I think this is a bone nut, so that's why I'm having to really put a lot of pressure on it, because it's not cutting into that. Like I said, it's bone, you know, it's gonna be, you might be here all day rubbing on it like this. Man, that one little bitty place down there on this side is the problem, and it just doesn't want to cut through to that. And it's hurting my fingers, man. You wouldn't believe the amount of pressure I'm putting on that now. Okay. Come on. I'll give it a nice little... Now I'm starting to see how much pressure I can actually put on this without doing a whole lot of damage. That's why I'm getting pretty aggressive with it. Let's try it again, see what happens. Hey, I think I got it. Nope. Darn it. That's driving me nuts, man. I see it. I know what I think I'm going to try to do this time. Well, this is where I get in trouble. It's when I start experimenting like this and doing crazy stuff. I'm going to turn it sideways and give it that kind of a thing. Because, you know, I just feel like that's necessary that I do it. Now I'm going to go this way. Ooh, I saw a little bit of material come off there. It's just a little microscopic little tiny little thing sticking out that it's getting hung on. I still see it. Come on, guy. Whew. Man, now I know why they make tools for this. Hang on, guys. I'm going to put on some gloves, because that stuff is... Look at my fingers. That's killing my fingers. Look at that. I'll be right back. I'm not going far. The old Hardy gloves. If you're into the mechanics gloves, which I've been wearing for years, I use them for everything because they fit your hands really snug. These are not as snug as mechanics, but these things, I think I get them on sale sometimes at Harbor Freight for like $5. Mechanics gloves are like 20, 25, something like that. They're really expensive now. I used to find them once in a while for like $14 or something, and I'd buy 2 or 3 pair of them because they're great. I wear these things year round. You know, I pump gas in the car with them and everything. I've got several pair of these. So there you go. There's your little nugget for the day. Go get you some Hardy gloves from Harbor Freight. I hope my head's not in the way. I really got to be careful not to screw up the table here. Oh man, I really see that. Boom. Switch gears on you, didn't I? Okay, so right in the middle of doing that thing to the guitar, I got hungry. I realized I hadn't eaten anything today, and it's 3 o'clock in the afternoon. So anyway, I thought I'd take a quick break here and eat some of Miss Terry's homemade green beans and Carolina barbecue, which is vinegar based. Love that stuff. You can't get that stuff around here. So Terry got a recipe from Gary Dennis's fiance, Marion Mason. Thank you, Mary. And she made it. And I'm just going to be honest. And Terry and I have talked about this. I talked to Gary about it. Everybody knows. I don't think it's possible to make this stuff at home like they make it in the restaurants on the eastern side of the Carolinas. That stuff is dynamite. But this is really good. Don't get me wrong. It's really, really good. When it first came out of the pot, I had to, we had to drain the soup out of it, because like I said, it's vinegar based. It's got apple cider vinegar in it, and that stuff would bite you, man. So after we did that, this has been in the refrigerator, and I reheated it in my air fryer. So it's a little bit dry right now. I think I heated it just a little bit too long, but it's still delicious. And yeah, I'll be back to finish up my guitar here in a minute, guys. Bye. No, not bye. See you in a little while. How about that? Okay, guys. Hey, we're back. Barbecue was really good, by the way. Now we're in the studio because I didn't have a tuner in there to show you how this works. And to be honest with you, I should have probably shown you the tuning issues that I was having before I fixed it. The string thing worked. I would recommend either buying the proper tool or taking it to somebody to have it done. These things, depending upon what kind of material you got, some of them are going to be really hard to cut into. If you've got like bone, like I do, it was really a bear to try to get that cut down to where it wouldn't pinch anymore. So anyway, I got it, and it's working, so I thought I'd bring you in here. This is my tuner that you're looking at. Well, it's actually my multi-effects unit, but if I turn the volume off, I get a tuner. There's your E. Sorry about this. You can see that my hand's the shadow. There's a glare in this screen, so I hope you can see it well enough. Anyway, there's the air conditioning keeps turning on and off in here, and it's really affecting this guitar. There's E. I'm gonna tune down like I was telling you earlier, then tune up to pitch. Man, I got to do some more work to this thing because these strings are buzzing like crazy. I got the action so low, they're almost fretting out a little bit. At least that string is now. I haven't touched this guitar in a long time. Last time I played it was back in the winter, and since the summer's rolled around, or spring now, the neck has probably moved. I need to give it a little relief on the neck. All right, there's your E, there's your A, there's the D. Now here's the G string that was giving me the problem. Well, go ahead, let me check the B and the high E. There's your high E. All right, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna show you that I can turn this G string way down, and as I bring it up to pitch, what it used to do was it would get almost there, like right here, and if I turned it to try to get it to be perfectly lined up in the middle there, it would pop and go ping and be up here, right? So it hasn't been doing that. Don't let me down, guitar, because you've been working fine. Yeah, look at that. I mean, when you pick the string, obviously the vibration makes it go sharp, and then it comes back down. So a guitar is never going to sit right dead on tune, right? So what I like to do is just have it hit the note perfect when I pick it. That way it can drop off. See how it drops off a little bit? All right, and so here's what we got. It's an E. Now I'll show you that I can bend that note now, and it'll still be in tune. There it is. Perfect. Hear that? I mean, that's bad to the bone. That's right on it, man. There it is again. I'm bending it up. Check it out. Right there it is, man. Beautiful. Cool, man. All right, guys. Hope you got something out of this. Can't think of anything else I need to tell you. I had my camera so close to this thing right here, I couldn't get my head up underneath there. So you didn't get to see me this time, and that's probably a good thing, because I've also been outside mowing the yard today, or at least trying. I mowed the front yard, and then my daggone rider, when I turned it off, I tried to start it back up, and I don't know if it's flooded or whatever, but it won't start now. So, you know, there's always something broke around here, okay? So that's just the story of my life. Mr. Fix It. All right, dudes, we'll see y'all later.